Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Hudak with Activism Munich, and welcome back to another Julian Assange case update. Julian Assange's legal team filed its perfected grounds of appeal to the UK High Court. The respondents are the United States government and UK Home Secretary Priti Patel. The perfected grounds of appeal to the US government include the following points. Julian Assange is being prosecuted and punished for his political opinions. Under Section 81A under the UK Extradition Act of 2003, a person's extradition to a Category 2 country, which includes the United States, must be barred if the extradition is for the purpose of prosecuting or persecuting the individual for their political opinions. Point 2. Julian Assange is being prosecuted for protected speech, which is a violation of Article 10, Freedom of Expression of the Human Rights Act. Article 10 protects an individual's right to have and to express their opinions freely without governmental interference. Point 3. The request itself violates the US-UK extradition treaty and international law because it is for a political offense, including espionage. Article 4 of the US-UK extradition treaty prevents extradition for political offenses. Point 4. The US government has misrepresented the core facts of the case to the British courts. And lastly, point 5, the extradition request and its surrounding circumstances constitute an abuse of process. The perfected grounds of appeal to the UK Home Secretary, Priti Patel, argue that Home Secretary Patel erred in her approval of the extradition because the extradition order violates Article 4 of the US-UK extradition treaty, which prevents extradition for political offenses. The case is now left to the UK High Court judges to decide whether Assange and his legal team will have the opportunity to appeal the case against the US government before a court of law. Now, a few weeks prior, on August 15, 2022, 4 Americans, including 2 journalists and 2 attorneys, filed a lawsuit against 4 defendants, including the CIA, former CIA Director Mike Pompeo, the Spanish security firm Undercover Global, and former UC Global CEO David Morales. The 4 plaintiffs visited Julian Assange while he was seeking asylum in Ecuador's embassy in England. Prior to meeting with Assange in the embassy, each of the plaintiffs had to hand over their electronic devices to employees of the defendant, UC Global. Employees at UC Global copied the information stored on the devices and then provided that information to and at the instruction of the defendant, the CIA, under then Director Mike Pompeo, who is also listed as a defendant in the case. This was done without the plaintiff's knowledge or consent, and the Ecuadorian government was not aware that this was happening. According to the preliminary statement, the defendants assert their rights outlined in the 14th Amendment to be free from unconstitutional searches and seizures. This spying operation was done by the Spanish security firm UC Global at the direction of the CIA, and it impacted hundreds of people, including journalists who visited Assange to interview him and lawyers who were representing Assange. Each of these individuals had a confidential and private connection to the asylee, Julian Assange. So not only was the privacy of these individuals violated, but Assange's attorney-client privilege was also violated by the very people on the side of his prosecution. Activism Munich has extensively covered this aspect of the case, which you can revisit our reports on our Julian Assange case updates playlist, and we will provide you further details on this lawsuit in an upcoming report. Now, it is important to note that during the next several weeks, activists and concerned members of the public will be coming together to show their support for Julian Assange and the free press. On October 8th, join in on the human chain for Julian Assange's freedom. Thousands of people have already pledged to come to the UK Parliament building in London to join hands in solidarity with the WikiLeaks founder. You can get signed up by visiting don'textraditeassange.com and use the hashtag #SurroundParliamentAssange. And also on October 8th, in the United States, protesters will gather at the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. from 12 to 3 p.m. And for all events taking place in Germany and throughout Europe, please visit freeassange.eu and also follow @Germany for Assange on Twitter. Now that's it for this Julian Assange case update. Please be sure that you are subscribed to Activism Munich's YouTube and Rumble channels, and also join in on our Telegram channel at Activism Munich Official. Be sure to hit the bell so you are notified each time we upload a new video on YouTube. And while you're at it, please consider donating to our organization so we can continue with our independent news and analysis. We do not take any corporate money, and therefore we rely on your support. I'm Taylor Hudak with Activism Munich, and thank you all for watching.